In the silence of the night, just as I was about to fall asleep, my phone rang. Nobody calls at this time because it was 2 a.m. I was 23 years old. I lived alone in an apartment. I worked at an accounting company. My life was very ordinary. Every day the same routine. Wake up, go to work, come home, eat, watch TV, and sleep. Until that phone sound broke the silence of the night. I woke up and looked at the screen. An unknown number was calling. Who is this? I thought. I wasn't going to answer, but a voice inside me said I should answer. Just as I was thinking this, the phone stopped. When I was about to sleep, the phone rang again. This time I decided to answer. It was a woman's voice. Hello, Mia, is that you? Her voice was shaking. Yes, I'm Mia. Who is calling? I'm Lily. Please remember me. Your high school friend, Lily. Of course I remembered. She was my closest friend in high school. Suddenly my memories came to life. We studied together. We dreamed together. After graduation, we went to different universities. Then we moved to different cities. We hadn't talked for 3 years. Lily, how are you? But at 2 a.m., are you okay? Mia, I have a very big problem. Her voice sounded like crying. I only have 1 hour. What do you mean 1 hour? Mia, please trust me. Wait for me at the bus station. Which bus station? At the central bus station in 1 hour. But Lily, what's happening? Are you okay? The phone ended. I stayed in my dark room. My heart was hitting my chest like crazy. My body was awake, but my mind was still stuck in that phone call. My friend who I hadn't talked to for 3 years. She calls me at 2 a.m. and asks me to come to the bus station. She wanted me to come in just 1 hour, and her voice was very worried. Was this normal? Or was it a trap? Maybe someone was using her phone. But no, I knew her voice. It was Lily, and she was really scared. The panic in her voice was so real that it went into my bones. Suddenly I got up from bed. My head was spinning. I didn't know what to do. Should I go? My mother lived in another city. My father had died 2 years ago. I had no close friends. Nobody except Lily. I got dressed quickly. Jeans and a white t-shirt. I took a black jacket. I put my wallet and keys in my bag. My hands were shaking as I put on my shoes. I went out the door. My footsteps echoed in the apartment stairs. Outside was very cold. The wind was blowing like crazy. The street lights were on, but the street was empty. A dog was barking in the distance. It was very scary. I walked to the main street. It took 15 minutes. Finally, I saw a taxi. I stopped it by waving my hand. I got in the taxi. To the bus station, I told the driver. The driver was an old man. He was listening to the news on the radio. Young girl, he said, be careful at this time of night. Strange things are happening in the city. What kind of things? People are disappearing, especially young girls. It felt like a knife went into my chest. Are they disappearing? Last week 2 young girls disappeared. They still haven't been found. This news scared me very much. Was Lily also in danger? Is that why she called me to the bus station? Was I safe? 10 minutes later, I was at the bus station. The bus terminal had become a ghost town at midnight. Big and empty. There were only a few bus sounds. Few people were there. Some were sleeping on benches. Some were talking on the phone. Cleaning workers were working. There was silence. I called Lily. "Where are you?" I asked. "I'm waiting by the cafe." "Look left." I looked left. There was a small cafe. It said night cafe. It was open 24 hours. A few people were sitting inside. And there, I saw Lily. Even for a short moment, I felt relief. The person standing in front of me was only the shadow of the Lily I knew. At least not the Lily I knew. She had changed a lot. In high school, she had long blonde hair. She always smiled. She wore colorful clothes. She was very energetic. The girl I saw now was completely different. Her hair was very short. It wasn't dyed. She had lost a lot of weight. Her eyes were red. She looked like she had been crying. She was always looking around. She was worried. She had a small bag in her hand. "Lily," she turned to me. "Mia, you came." She ran and hugged me. She was shaking. When we hugged, I felt how thin she was. "What's happening? Why are you like this? We can't talk here. Come with me," she said. She took me to the back of the bus station to a dark corner, where nobody could see. Behind rusty garbage containers, I was trying not to breathe. It smelled bad. "Mia, I made a very big mistake. 6 months ago, I found a job." "What job?" "An online company." "That's good." No, it wasn't good. I listened silently. I still couldn't understand what was happening. Lily's voice was shaking. Half of her words were stuck in her mouth. At first it seemed normal. I worked from home. I only did data entry on the computer. They paid good money. I was very happy. But then, she stopped. She looked around. She seemed scared. "Then what happened, Lily?" "After 2 months, I realized the information they wanted from me was strange. People's ID numbers, phone numbers, addresses, bank information. Now I understood. I realized this company is not legal. They make fake accounts. They steal from people. And I became part of it." I was shocked. For a moment, I couldn't understand what she said. Was Lily a criminal? I decided to run away. I wanted to quit the job, but they don't want to let me go because I know too much. I know all their systems. I know which banks they target. "So what will you do now?" "Tonight I'm leaving the city." "Where?" "Very far away. Maybe to another country." Her eyes filled with tears as she talked. "Mia, I want to ask you something. Will you take this bag?" There was a small bag next to her. It was a black sports bag. "What's inside?" "Documents that show what the company did. Photos, messages." I took the bag. It was heavy. "What will I do with this bag?" "After I leave, give these to the police." "But why don't you give them?" "Because if they find me." Her sentence stayed half. But I understood. She was in danger. Maybe very big danger. "Lily, let's go to the police together. They can protect you." "No, they control everywhere. They might have people in the police too. You are safe because they don't know you. Your name is not mentioned anywhere." A car sound came from far away. Lily panicked. "They came." "Who came?" "Them, those men." A black car was coming closer. Its windows were closed. It seemed like they were looking for someone. Lily started running. Don't forget the bag. Give it to the police. Wait 1 week. Then give it. And forgive me." She disappeared running in the darkness. I saw her for the last time. I was left alone with the bag. The men in the car entered the bus station. They were big, strong men. They had flashlights. They didn't see me. I hid behind the garbage container in the shadow. I held my breath. 10 minutes later they left. I was still holding the bag. My fingers were stuck to the bag handle, shaking in cold sweat. I went home. At home I opened the bag. Inside there were more than 50 fake ID cards, bank account information, phone messages. There were numbers. It said millions of dollars. Lily was right. This was a big fraud scandal. Maybe hundreds of people were victims. I waited 1 week. Every day I looked at my phone. Every time my phone rang, my heart jumped. There was no news from Lily. I called, but her phone was off. Then I went to the police. I told them everything. I gave them the bag. The police listened seriously. "This is very important," they said. "We will do a big operation." 1 week later the news came. Big fraud gang caught. 15 people arrested. More than 500 people were victims. But there was no news from Lily. 2 months later my phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello, Mia. It's Lily." I was very happy to hear her voice. "Lily, where are you? Are you okay?" "I'm fine, Mia. Don't worry. I'm in a very far city, but I'm safe." I saw the news. They caught the gang. "Thanks to you. You saved my life and other people's lives. And thank you very much for trusting me. Lily, you are my friend. When will you come back?" "I don't know. Maybe I will never come back. I got a new identity. I started a new life. But I will never forget you. I won't forget you either. You are my bravest friend." The phone ended again. I never saw Lily again after that day. But I felt very peaceful. But what I learned was this. Sometimes life tests us. A phone at 2 a.m. An unknown situation. Fear. Risk. But we have to do what's right. Trust our friend. Fight for justice. Be brave. Help those who need help. That night changed me. Now I'm stronger. I'm braver. My view of life changed. And I know that even in the darkest moments we can make the right choice. Sometimes the greatest power is holding a friend's hand. And sometimes a phone call can completely change our life. Lily's story ended, but my story continues. And I'm not scared anymore. I'm ready for life. Because that night I learned, heroes are not people with superpowers. Heroes are people who do what's right when needed. Now it's your turn. Watch this video again. Stop after each sentence. Use the shadowing technique. Repeat with the same feeling and tone. Live Mia's brave actions. And catch the relief at the end of the story. This is not just a story. This is a courage lesson. Sometimes life tests us with unexpected situations, like a phone call at 2 a.m. But making the right choice is in our hands. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care of yourself.